Ugh, entitled Karen is at it again, I grumbled, rolling my eyes as I recounted the latest saga in my ongoing battle with my tenant. She's been nagging me about her daughter's college fund like it's my responsibility. I, a 34-year-old homeowner, have busted my butt off to accumulate a portfolio of houses in our hometown. It's been years of grinding, smart investments, and more sacrifices than I care to count. Let me paint the picture. I come from a humble family where my folks worked themselves to the bone just to keep food on the table. They dreamed of owning a home one day, but it seemed like an unattainable fantasy given our circumstances. Enter my wife, who I met during our college years. She had her own story of financial struggles, raised by a single mom who hustled every job imaginable to make ends meet. We both shared this burning desire to break free from the cycle of poverty and build a better life for our future family. So we dove headfirst into the real estate game, flipping houses left and right, saving every penny, and making strategic investments. Fast forward, and here we are, proud owners of multiple properties, each one a testament to our blood, sweat, and tears. These properties aren't just cash cows. They're symbols of our relentless pursuit of a brighter future for our kids. But then, cue the drama. This entitled woman, let's call her Karen, has been squatting in one of my properties for years. It's a cozy little 3-bedroom spot that I snagged before tying the knot. Perfect location, decent neighborhood VGJ, basically prime real estate. Karen's a single mom abandoned by her deadbeat husband ages ago. So out of the kindness of my heart, I cut her some slack on the rent. Big mistake, apparently. I thought I was doing a good deed, but now she's acting like I owe her the moon and stars. Her daughter's supposedly this high school hotshot, accepted into some fancy university. But surprise, surprise, Karen's crying poverty because the tuition's through the roof and her precious scholarship barely makes a dent. So what does Karen do? Instead of hustling like the rest of us, she waltzes into my property, plops down on my couch, and has the audacity to suggest I sell the damn place to fund her kid's education. Can you believe it? I sure as hell couldn't. Some sort of heartless miser was gaining traction online, and the whole situation was spiraling out of control. It was like a damn soap opera, but I was the villain in everyone's eyes. I tried to reason with Karen, explaining that her daughter's future wasn't my responsibility. I mean, come on, I'm not Daddy Warbucks over here. But she just couldn't see past her own entitled nose. Karen's antics escalated, like a dog with a bone she just wouldn't let go. She even roped in the neighbors, painting me as this Scrooge-like figure who was single-handedly ruining her kids' chances at success. And let me tell you, I'm anything but Scrooge. Next thing I know, Karen's airing our dirty laundry on social media. Yeah, she took to Facebook, spewing lies about how I was sitting on a mountain of cash while her daughter's dreams went up in smoke. Suddenly, I'm the bad guy in my own neighborhood. My wife, bless her heart, tried to play peacemaker. She reached out to Karen, hoping for some sort of civilized resolution, but Karen wasn't having it. Nope, she launched into this tirade about how I was the root of all evil, how I had the power to fix everything with a snap of my fingers. And round we went, stuck in this infuriating loop with Karen pushing my wife to convince me to cave to her demands. But I wasn't about to let this entitled drama queen bulldoze her way into my life. No, sir, not on my watch. This flighty hostess, who couldn't take no for an answer when I refused to fund her offspring's college, made a mess of our little neighborhood. People who used to have a beer with me were suddenly looking at me askew, thinking I was some rich cheapskate saving up money, while a poor girl's dreams faded into oblivion. Yeah, that's right. They know nothing of how much blood, sweat, and tears I've poured into these objects. But did she just stop at spreading rumors? Oh no, Karen had to take it to the next level. She's playing the victim card on social media, spinning yarns about her darling daughter being a martyr for higher education. Meanwhile, my own children are being bullied at school because of the lies she spreads online. Very classy, Karen. I ignored it for a while, thinking she'd come to her senses. But when she dragged my family into her little drama, I crossed the line. I called my lawyer, ready to put an end to her smear campaign, sent her a cease and desist letter, but she still had the nerve to write me, begging for a chat to straighten things out. Yeah, that's right. I told her straight up, "See you in court, lady. I'm not a fan of picking fights, but when someone starts messing with my family and reputation, they're in big trouble. Karen may think she's got me cornered, but she ain't seen nothing yet. My lawyer is preparing for a fight, and when we're done, she'll wish she'd never crossed paths with me." In the courtroom, and it became apparent that their story was unreliable at best. In contrast, my attorney presented compelling evidence to refute Karen's allegations. We provided documents supporting the subsidized lease agreement, which clearly showed that I had considered her financial situation from the beginning. In addition, we submitted financial statements proving that Karen had been paying rent consistently and on time, with no signs of financial distress. As the proceedings continued, it became increasingly clear that Karen's case was built on shaky ground. Despite her attempts to make herself look like a victim and me like a heartless landlord, the facts spoke for themselves. The judge was skeptical of Karen's claims, especially after her testimony revealed inconsistencies and a lack of evidence to support her accusations. After a long and grueling legal battle, the judge finally reached a verdict. The court ruled in my favor, dismissing Karen's unsubstantiated claims and upholding my integrity as a landlord. The judge also issued a restraining order against Karen, prohibiting her from further defaming my identity and spreading false accusations. With the legal battle behind me, I experienced a sense of relief and vindication. It had been a difficult journey, but I had stood my ground and defended what was rightfully mine. As I left the courtroom, I couldn't help but think about the importance of standing up for yourself in the face of adversity. Although the scars from the battle remain, I am stronger and more determined than ever to protect my family and my property from any future threats. During cross-examination, Matthew, my attorney, bombarded Karen with evidence directly contradicting her claims. He cited records of our text messages and emails exchanged during the alleged promise period and proved that we never discussed selling real estate to fund her daughter's education. It was Karen who encouraged me to sell the property so that I would lend her money. In addition, the neighbor testified that Karen was paying less rent than others. To prove this, my attorney showed receipts from other tenants in the neighborhood. Matthew argued that without written evidence and the neighbor's testimony, Karen's claims lacked concrete support. We went into detail about Karen's malicious social media campaign against me that led to the bullying of my children. The attorney presented a transcript of Karen's posts, accusing me of being an unsympathetic and heartless landlord, all to manipulate sympathy and support. Matthew provided social media screenshots, showing how her false claims influenced opinions in the community. Witnesses from my children described the bullying they were subjected to at school because of Karen's posts. The intentional defamation not only damaged my reputation, but also directly affected my family's well-being. This presentation of evidence effectively showed how Karen's actions had real consequences for my children. As the trial progressed, I became more and more convinced that justice would be served. The evidence presented shed light on the truth and exposed Karen's false accusations against me. The legal battle was grueling, but my attorney's persistence paid off. Karen's attempt to manipulate the situation by putting up a false witness failed under scrutiny. Without any concrete evidence to support her claims, the judge ruled in my favor. Karen was found guilty of defamation and ordered to pay damages for the damage she had done to my reputation. The restraining order prohibited her from making any further defamatory statements about me or my family. When the trial concluded, I saw Karen sitting defeated next to her attorney. I couldn't help but think of her daughter, Lily, whose dreams were jeopardized by her mother's sense of entitlement. It's finally over, but the scars she left behind won't heal for a long time. Despite winning in court, I couldn't shake the feeling of betrayal. When the legal battle ended and justice prevailed, it served as a lesson in the importance of protecting ourselves and not allowing defiant demands to shake our core beliefs. With renewed confidence, I can move forward knowing that my home and livelihood are safe. I'm grateful to everyone who has supported me along the way. My family and I endured tremendous pressure and struggle, but the truth prevailed. It has been 6 months since I last reported my victory in court. The restraining order effectively silenced Karen, and the damages she had to pay for defamation brought some comfort for the damage to my reputation. Karen and her daughters had to move out after receiving the eviction notice. Although their situation remained difficult, I knew they were now out of my power. I sympathized with the daughter who had lost her educational opportunity, but her mother's defiant demands had put their family in a difficult situation. Karen was also forced by court order to remove her defamatory social media posts, which revealed the depth of her lies. The last time I heard from them was when her daughter Lily reached out to me out of the blue to apologize. Lily had always been a great kid, but I cut off contact with her when her mother started falsely accusing me. It surprised me that she wanted to contact me after her mother lost her case. Her message was filled with genuine remorse for her mother's behavior and the effects it had on both of our families. She told me that they had moved to a more affordable neighborhood and she had decided to attend a local college to further her education. Lily talked to her mother and asked her to back off, determined to secure her future without making bold demands. I sympathized with Lily, who had endured what she had to endure at such a young age because of her mother's false claims. I told her that everyone deserves a second chance and admired her determination to take her destiny into her own hands. After wishing her luck in her studies, I assured her that the past was behind her. Now that Karen and her daughter no longer lived on my property, our lives were back to normal. The weight of the false accusations and bullying our children were subjected to has been lifted. We took action. We contacted our children's school and addressed the bullying they were subjected to.